Hi guys, welcome back to the Debate Tut. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent film that's just been released on Netflix today on Friday the 10th of March. It's Luther, the Falling Sun. So as you all know, I've did a spoiler review on Luther, the TV show on BBC. So please check that out. That would be amazing if you do. And I'm gonna be honest, when I heard they were doing a film based on Luther, I thought, nah, this is a joke. This is just a made up fantasy someone just posted online. And then I saw like a behind the scene photo and a clapperboard saying Luther, and I thought, oh my god, this is actually happening. So I was pretty excited to hear about I'm excited to see as well about like what this film is going to be. So it's going to be pretty interesting because if you remember the ending of season 5 about Luther he went to prison, and so yeah, it was pretty interesting to see where that takes us. So yeah, so here is going to be my non-spoiler review on the film. So if you haven't watched it, this will still be okay, but definitely watch it if you're a Luther fan as well, or you're a fan of Idris Elba. But before I start, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And yeah, I'm gonna get right to it. So, like I said, the ending of season 5 wasn't perfect, but it still ended on a good note. It was quite reasonable and steady. No complaints from me. So I was pretty happy with the ending of the whole show. So this film took an interesting take on like what happened afterwards, or what happened to Luther when he went to jail, and what became of him. And it showed, and his character has, I gotta say, improved in this film. I've got to admit, and I'm not gonna talk in much because it's a non-spoiler, but I can say he's definitely kind of improved, but he's still sort of the same from the series, which is good because we all love this character. So when I said I became really excited for this film, I was slightly bit nervous because here in the UK it was released earlier, like a few weeks before it came out on Netflix in the cinema. It was quite expensive, and it only was released in Nice in a special audience, so I had to wait for Netflix. But I had some ratings, and it wasn't as high as I expected, so I was quite shaken from the not low ratings, they were like 50-50, but I was pretty nervous about what this film is going to do because I was hoping it wouldn't going to ruin the whole show. But I kind of agree on like why it wasn't as high as I expected. But at the same time, I would say it was a pretty good film. Not the best, but not definitely not the worst. It was a pretty high, medium, good film. So yeah, I would say anyone could. Well, I wouldn't say anyone could watch it, but I would say it was definitely worth a watch. Uh, Probably watch the show first before going into the whole film because you need to watch the show first, definitely. But I would say this is a pretty good film for those who really love Luther. And I'll gotta be honest, I have missed Idris Elba. I've seen him in like Marvel and other good films, but I've missed him in this. I miss Luther. I miss his character. I mean, I've said it before and I say it again, Idris Elba is a brilliant actor, and he's won many awards for playing Luther. But I am deeply shocked that he hasn't won a BAFTA awards for this because he's outstanding. He was in a show and he was in this film. So he was pretty good, and he kept up that same personal traits. Like he he can be rough, he can be try to be smooth and calming, trying to be cooperative, but and then he's got that like frustration in him, and that's what I love. I love how Elba managed to switch moods so quickly and try to keep in character. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. And yeah, he should win an award for this, definitely. And so there's been some new faces in this film, and there's been some old faces as well. One new face who I really loved is Andy Serkis, who, if you watch the trailers, he's the main villain of the film. And I gotta be honest, he's played some sinister roles in his career. Mostly famous one is Gollum from the Lord of the Rings franchise. But Andy in this film is absolutely creepy. Oh my god, this guy, he portrays this villain on a new level of crazy evilness. It's so mental, but also so intriguing. Like, and he brings this whole like kind of method of like bringing technology to use to torture his victims or to like give you the chills. It's amazing. Oh god, there's been some really good cast in this, and the acting is really good as well. God, it's been really great. The one thing I absolutely love about this film, and I miss it from the show, is that it's a horror, that terror element, that that feeling of fear, and you get that same fear from the show as well. If you watch like a few episodes, you know. And what made it so intriguing is because it looks so realistic, because it's all based in London, it's all based in the modern world. Now, of course, it probably wouldn't go to that extreme, but in this film, you just think, oh my god, that could actually happen. And these things can happen, or actually did happen in real life. Now, what makes it so terrifying that there's some people out there who torture people for fun, or just do some things that are unbelievable, and they just do it without a slight empathy or anything. And that's why I love Luther, because even though this character, John Luther, he's a dirty copper, he breaks the rules. I admire his guts in this film to hunt down and capture killers by all means necessary, even with his own life. That's why I think we all, like me included, love the show and this film, hopefully, because it's really good. Now, as a film student, I noticed there have been a few jump cuts in some things. I'm not going to go into detail, but I can say they're not very distracting as well. But what I analyze from this film is that the lighting and the shadowing, it's absolutely good. It brings back the chills again. Like it welcomes you to that dangerous terror in this whole film. Shows you that there's darkness in everyone and everywhere. It's creepy. It just gives you the chills again. I mean, this film, it's absolutely amazing. So yeah. This has been a really good film as well. So the ending, I'm not gonna talk about it in detail, but what I can say is that it was a pretty good ending as well, like the ending of season 5. So yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see, because I'm not sure if this is going to be the actual end of the whole thing, because I thought it was going to be the actual end. I thought they're just going to add an extra film for after the so I was going to say Lucifer, after Luther series. But apparently some say that Idris Elba has mentioned that it could continue on with sequels like a James Bond. And I gotta be honest, yes. I mean, this is a reaction for me. I'm like, yes, do it. Because Idris Elba, he's really good. And I can see him doing sequels like this, something like this as James Bond. Luther, like more The Fallen Sun. I don't know why that title, but like something more attractive, something that will get you excited with the title. But I would love to see more sequels with Idris Elba as Luther, because I think this character can explore like lots more, like around London and anywhere elsewhere. It would be pretty interesting to see how they're gonna expand like their storylines. And yeah, I gotta be honest, because when I heard that they probably want sequels, the first thing I instantly thought, yeah, because you know that Daniel Craig has finished with James Bond. So most of us, me included, I thought, you know what? Idris Elba would be a great James Bond. And he would definitely would have made a great James Bond. And if they're going to do sequels of Luther, like James Bond, I thought, okay, that's great. I mean, it's not James Bond, but it's close, and it's just going to focus on Luther. That would be great. And I also thought of another thing that came to mind. There's a prison scene where Luther tries to escape, and the way they portray it, or the way he fights his way through prisoners, because they all hate him. They say, copper. I mean, not sure if anybody calls police coppers anymore, but still, I mean, slang. But but the way that he fights his way through freedom, like through the prison, kind of reminds me like Batman for some reason. I don't know. It just looks like a mortal man fighting against so many bad people, so many prisoners. And I thought, oh my god, Idris Elba could make a good Batman as well. Actually, now I think about it, yeah, he would have been a really. I know he's in DC, but if they ever add him for another character, I could think Batman would have been a really good character as well. So that's my non-spoiler review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you still haven't seen the film, I would recommend it. It wouldn't waste your time. This film is all about like one whole case, and it felt like a whole season. It doesn't feel like squashed, not like a whole episodes of one season squashed into over an hour film. It felt steady. The story flows at a right pace. It was pretty good. So I would definitely recommend it. And yeah, recommend others to watch the show as well before the film, obviously. But yeah, this is a really good film to watch. But before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. Leave a comment on your thoughts on the film, whether or not you liked it. What did you thought of the ending? Do you think it's worth to have more sequels? Tell me, because it would be pretty interesting to hear from your thoughts, and I'd love to talk to you guys more about it and your theories as well. Did you love the villain, Andy Serkis? Let us know in the comments, please. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, on our social accounts. We will follow you back, definitely. And check out the website, our website, the beta. It talks information about the group, about each of the members, me, Emily, Ellie, and Tess. It talks to you about the videos we've done, and also look at our other reviews on other stuff, such as Extraordinary. We've done other shows like Lucifer or Wynonna Earp. We've done so many Marvel, Disney. Check them out, please. It would be really great. And please subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. So thank you again for watching. Until next time. Bye.